Ayan. Malamang nakita niyo po kanina nagpa-flash ito sa ating AVP before when you were admitted and before we had started our web session. We are launching kami po dito sa tayo po dito sa ERC. Tayo po dito sa ERC, we are going to launch what we call Mercato Tiangge. At sana po mag-participate tayong lahat dito sa Mercato Tiangge dahil masaya ito. Months in quarantine and you have allotted some of your energy cleaning around the house. You have unboxed every box in the stock room, decluttered your closet, and now you have a lot of items you're ready to part with. Well, so do we. So let us exchange items. Your coffee beans for my fortune plant, your jacket for my shoes, my chocolate chip cookies for your blueberry muffin. Mercato Tiangge, ERC Barter and Exchange Facebook group is coming soon. And now you have a lot. So this is another project brought to you by ERC Gender and Development and with possible collaborations to be announced kung ano man yon. Abangan nyo po yan. Magsisimula na po siya around this week or next week. Ipunin nyo na po kung ano po yung mga items ninyo, mga gamit ninyo sa bahay na tingin ninyo ikapakipakinabang pa, pero pwede na rin po siyang pwede nyo na rin po siyang i-let go or send it off for a better use of another person. So, abangan po natin yan. Mercato Tiangge, a Facebook group for barter and exchange for ERC employees coming really, really soon. So reminders again, please go on mute in the course of the presentation and register your attendance by typing your name and service or division in the chat or message box. If you have comments, questions, you can also send them in the chat or message box. So let's go now to our webinar proper. Our webinar is about being your best in webinars. These days, we have shifted already from our person-to-person communication to our gadgets by telecons and doing web sessions. So there will be new sets of manners or etiquettes or good practices that we will do now that we have shifted to our virtual ways. So this is a webinar about telecon and web session etiquette and tips on how to be your best while teleconferencing or participating in a web session. We have as our guest speaker, Ms. Wina Christine Cortez, also known as Miss Tinette. She's the CEO of Consult Asia Global. So let's get to know more about our speaker. So Ms. Wina Christine Cortez or Miss Tinette is an international speaker, personal development mentor, and training consultant, fostering transformation for personal and organizational excellence. She coaches and inspires high-level executives, entrepreneurs, and self-employed professionals from over 30 countries to perform competitively in the global business landscape. With over 25 years of experience in luxury hospitality, business consulting, corporate training, and social entrepreneurship, Tinette has successfully created world-class customer service, sales, and leadership training solutions for the most demanding high-profile clients. Known for her values-based leadership practices, she develops strong strategic partnerships and sets the stage for training experts, consultants, and speakers of diverse backgrounds to connect with reputable companies. She is a graduate with distinction from the University of Oxford Said Business School in the United Kingdom, holding a master's level executive diploma in global business. She holds a certificate for coaching international students from the Northeastern University in the United States, a certificate in international leadership from Silver trade training in Australia, and a degree in Bachelor of Arts major in psychology from the Ateneo de Manila University in the Philippines. And Miss Dinette actively supports various charitable institutions with her personal mission to educate, equip, and empower the less privileged solo parents and children to live better lives. Now, with that introduction, we cannot be more apart. We are together with all these endeavors, especially because we know here in ERC, and especially like Ma'am Tessa, our co-host, she is with our consumer affairs, di ba Ma'am Tessa? So nasa consumer affairs po si Ma'am Tessa, they are frontliners. Actually, lahat tayo sa ERC, in a way, in little ways, mga frontliners din po tayo. At ngayon, matututunan natin paano tayo makikipagkapwa-tao ngayon. How do we exercise and conduct ourselves properly when it comes to dealing with others, speaking with somebody in a virtual manner. And later on, Ma'am Tessa also will assist our participants. If you have any questions, or maybe if we think of some questions, if Ma'am Tessa would think of some questions related to our topic, since she is very active in our frontline service, then we will be asking those to Miss Tinette. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Attorney Joanne. I guess ang dami na nating viewers ngayon, nasa 41 na tayo, and they are all interested to know more about how to be the best in you, di ba? So, sa babae, of course, tayo, very conscious tayo. And I guess may mga tips din si Miss Tinette for the male participants natin kung paano sila mas lalong gugwapo sa harap ng camera, 'di ba? Like si Attorney J kanina, napaka niya.
Perfect lighting. Yan. Yes. Simple things. And also, if you present yourself well in a webinar or in a virtual platform, paghahanda din yon that you're acknowledging the presence nung kausap mong tao.
Yes.
So, kaya without any further ado, I bring to the whole ERC family our guest speaker, Miss Dinette Cortez.
Hello, Attorney Joanne.
Hello,
Ms.
ma'am.
Tessa, good afternoon. May I request lang po for the other account to be unmuted so that I can use my headset? The other account.
Okay, I think that's better, no?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. Hello. My name is Tinette Cortez, and I'm your resource speaker for this afternoon. So thank you very much, Attorney Joanne and Ms. Tessa, for inviting me today. I'm very excited to share with you some basic tips that you can use when you conduct your webinars or even when you're attending your webinars. So let me just share my screen. Okay. I'll have to request for access to share the screen. How's everybody today? I heard that there are participants from Visayas and Mindanao. Is that correct, Miss Joanne? Tama ba?
Yes, that we have participants from what we call our MAOD, which is our Mindanao Area Operations Division, and also VAOD, which is our Visayas Area Operations Division.
All right. So welcome po.
Yes, they're very active actually when it comes to the Wednesday webinar. So we're always glad that they are here.
All right. Okay. So what we're going to be talking about today is basically webinar etiquette. How do you project your best self when you're conducting a webinar or when you're attending a webinar? Ladies and gentlemen, there's not much of a difference between face-to-face etiquette and webinar etiquette, but there are just certain aspects of this digital world or this online world that we have to take note of po, no? So we'll start off just to give you a little background bakit ako yung in-invite ni Attorney Joanne dito is because so we are in the business of training and coaching. We conduct various face-to-face workshops in different parts of the world, mainly in the Philippines, but we're also very strong in Australia, Canada, UK, and everywhere else, okay? What happened nung nagka-pandemic was that, of course, we were taken, by surprise because now we can't go out, we cannot conduct the face-to-face training workshops, and we had to resort to webinars such as this one. So we had to learn fast. I mean, we were never conducting webinars in the past, although we would hold virtual meetings, but webinars are very different, okay? Kasi sa face-to-face meeting or face-to-face presentations, nakikita mo yung mga kausap mo harap-harapan and you can walk towards them, you can smile at them. Pero dito, ang kausap mo camera, parang ganito, di ba? So it's kind of awkward when you're a first-timer, especially when you're presenting. Okay, so there are two things that I'd like to discuss this afternoon. Okay. What would be the etiquette when it comes to presenters? Number one, if you're doing the webinar yourself or if you're the one hosting it, and of course as attendees, because there are certain protocols that we have to consider when we're presenting and when we're attending webinars. So let's start off with presenters. Ayan, like me, for example, or Attorney Joanne, for example, or Miss Tessa, for example, are all presenters. The first thing that we need to do if you're presenting in a webinar is to make sure you test the software before the session. So if you're using Zoom, you have to be very knowledgeable using it if you don't have a tech assistant. And of course, it's very important to be on time because as presenters, ang hirap, di ba? It's really very difficult kapag midway during the session, bigla kang, oh my God, how do I share my slides or how do I unmute myself, etc., etc. So ideal would be about 30 minutes before because if somebody else is hosting it, then definitely you'll have to be familiar with the tech support and with the software that the host is using. Okay, so that's rule number one. Number two, we have to speak slower than usual. When we're face-to-face, it's easier to understand each other even when we're speaking fast. Why? Because we have gestures, we have physical aid, we have facial expressions, or we move our bodies. So it's actually much easier for people to understand what you're saying when you're face to face. But in a webinar like this, if you talk very fast, then people might not get or catch what you're trying to say. So again, whether you're presenting something or you're asking a certain question to your audience, please try to speak slower than usual. It's also very important to find out if there are foreigners in the group, in the participants, on the side of the participants, because sometimes we tend to assume na puro Pilipino. So I had to ask Attorney Joanne, Attorney, meron bang mga foreigners? Kasi kung may foreigners, kailangan straight English. Buti na lang wala, di ba? Hindi ako masyado mag-nosebleed. Okay, so sabi lang niya, merong mga taga-Bisaya, so maayong buntag, tama ba? Maayong buntag ba? Yeah, maayong adlaw or whatever, okay? So it's very important for you to know your audience, okay? So if you're actually around foreigners, then definitely straight English. And if you have to mention Filipino words, then you'll have to translate that for the benefit of the foreigners, okay? Next. Slides should be simple. There should be more images and bullet points instead of tiny texts and small words and graphs and flowcharts. What I would recommend is if your presentation has a lot of data, has a lot of spreadsheets, has a lot of numbers, I would send that as a manual or as an attachment in an email ahead of time and just present your key points during the webinar. Because if you're going to show everything there, you can still show it, no problem. But as a presenter, you could say, I have already emailed you the data and the Excel format of my presentation. Please feel free to refer to it, but this you can also see on the screen. Just in case people are not very good at reading small texts on screen. Okay? So the simpler, the better. Your graphics should also support what you're saying. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that your listeners, your participants, your audience could be visual learners. They learn faster if they see something, whereas others learn faster when they hear something. So you have to be a bit of both. So you have to put a balance between um, presenting. Okay, did I just lose the connection? Okay. Is Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am, you're still
All right.
here. But
Okay.
the presentation disappeared.
Yeah, it's for some reason I don't know why uh it got lost. Apologies for this one, but as I try to sort it, what I was trying to say is that we have to be sure that the graphics support our presentation, because if not, what's going to happen is that the participants could not follow. Okay, I think I saw the problem. I was disconnected. So Miss Joanne, if you would kindly um, admit me
Okay.
back to the
Yes,
meeting.
I
Yes.
see it. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Apologies for this, ladies and gentlemen. We had a little technical glitch. So now let me just share the slides again. And I hope this time it's working. Can you see that clearly now?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
It's
Thank
very
you. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so graphics should support. So kung ano yung sinasabi natin, kailangan yun din yung nakikita natin dun sa images ng PowerPoint natin. Okay? As much as possible, when somebody asks us questions, let's make sure that we repeat the question so that everybody could hear. Sometimes, yung mga ibang participants, hindi nila na-catch yung question. So, kung merong tanong, it's also very important for the presenter to paraphrase it or to repeat it, just to make the person asking feel important also. So that's one of the etiquette, Let's not dodge the question, or let's not make the person asking the question na parang ano ba naman yung tanong na yan, di ba? Let's not make them feel that way, even if we feel sometimes that, oh, I've already discussed that earlier, tinatanong pa. Let's not make them feel that way. So just acknowledge it, and then you can answer it concisely. Okay, so these are just some reminders for the presenter. Now let's talk about what they see. So as a presenter, it's very important to consider what your audience sees. Of course, number one is your grooming. Okay? Yun nga lang, pag sa webinar, Miss Joanne, Attorney Joanne, hindi halata kung hindi ka naligo, hindi ka nag-toothbrush,
yes.
or whatever. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's how you feel as well, Magpabango ka pa rin, put on your best outfit as much as possible. And again, as a presenter, depende sa platform. Sometimes the event is a business webinar, or sometimes it's a social event that you're hosting. So dress accordingly, no? So for example, in a business webinar like this, maybe like a colored blouse like what I'm wearing right now. Neutral colors, no? Hindi naman masyadong sparkly. This would probably be fine for a business webinar like this one. But if you are hosting an event, ayan, katulad sa Saturday, di ba? Inimbitahan akong mag-host ng event from New Zealand. Wow! So talaga naman, sabi ko, anong susuotin ko doon? Sheep outfit, di ba? Kasi sa New Zealand, maraming sheep. Sabi ko, anong susuotin ko? So you have to also dress accordingly. If it's a social event, then you have to dress accordingly. But for this, I think for your organization, it's almost always business anyway. So I would recommend neutral colors. Okay? Wag masyadong flashy, wag masyadong intimidating. Okay? All right. So, next. Ano ba to? Okay. Next is Oh, I had to be put on video pala so you could see me. Ganun pala yun. Okay, next is, what if you're wearing eyeglasses? No, sometimes nag-glare, right? When you have a laptop in front of you or you're using your mobile, tapos nakasalamin ka, ang tendency, ano nangyayari? Nagre-reflect, di ba? Yung laptop mo doon sa eyeglasses mo. So what I would recommend there is medyo ipoposition mo yung laptop na hindi masyadong direct sa mata mo, no? So yung iba minumove ng konti yung angle, such as like that, or a little bit like this, just to make sure that what do you call this, hindi reflect dun sa eyeglasses. Okay, I can see again another technical issue here. Can you see the PowerPoint right now, Miss Joanne? Is it clear?
The PowerPoint works. Oh, now it's
Nawala na naman.
nawala po
Oo.
siya ulit.
I don't
But
know why.
okay, so ma'am, while we're
Yes.
retrieving again your PowerPoint, ayun
Yeah.
nga po, sige, I'll recap for those who
Uh-huh.
just came in
Yes.
the webinar. So first, we had a few tips for those who are presenting. Those who are presenting, consider your audience, talk slower than your usual, because your the participants might not be able to catch everything you say. And of course, like part also of considering who your audience is to know if you are all speaking the same language, if you can read the same text. And it's also it also matters that yes, we have presentations that are more visual than filled with text.
Okay.
Net, how are you doing there?
Okay, ma'am. I'm trying to enter the meeting, but I couldn't get in. So I guess okay, let me. I
We'll
don't know
just
what's
wait
happening.
for
The
the
slide.
slide or
Should
the
I email you the slides so that you guys can or that is that too too much
That's
of a hassle?
okay. That it would be happy to share it with our agency. But
Yeah,
please do
but
try again to make the slide work.
yes, we are trying right now. It says joining the meeting, but then I couldn't get in to the slides. Sige,
So,
ma'am. Anyway,
do
as I'm trying to do this, is that okay, ma'am? If I just sort of, maybe some people might have questions. Maybe we can open the floor to questions. Is that okay?
Yes. Meantime, I would like to acknowledge our chairperson, the head of our agency, Ma'am Agnes de Vanadera. She has just joined us here in the webinar. Hi, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah, sorry, I just came from another meeting.
Yes.
We are just having a little technical issue, ma'am. So we're just sorting this. Okay.
So I think the last of the slides or the topic that we saw is about what participants would see
Yes.
in the webinar or the web session, and part of it is grooming and another one is eyeglasses. So are there any other articles of clothing that we would have rules on? Like I remember wearing a hat. Is that okay or not?
Okay. Actually, my next slides will cover this, but since you've already asked Attorney Joanne, the hat actually depends if you're, I don't know the purpose of the hat. If it's just a ball cap, definitely it's a no-no. We will not, this is not appropriate po, no? Yung naka-ball cap tayo, baseball cap. But if you're wearing a hat because, maybe the doctor asked you to, it's to protect your, I don't know, malamig yung venue sa office, and then you have to wear I don't know, a bandana to cover your head. I don't know, because you have some medical condition. Well, then definitely that is acceptable, ma'am. No, but again, if it's just for forma or gusto lang
How
ng
about unkempt
Oo.
hair? Hindi lang talaga kaya ng ayusin ng ang buhok masyadong mahaba for the boys. So,
Yes.
yes.
For the boys, I would recommend unkept hair kasi you just use gel. Kahit hindi ka pa nagpapagupit, that's okay for as long as wearing a cap is definitely unacceptable, no? Yung just because yung buhok mo ay hindi maayos. But it's better to just use gel or and present yourself accordingly. But definitely no caps, no ball caps. Ayan, lumabas na ako. Sorry, madam ha. So now I have to share the screen again. Sorry.
Yes, please.
Okay. I don't know what's happening. I do apologize for this one, but this is the first time that this happened actually. Okay. So now I'm going to share it. Okay. Is that clear now, Miss Joanne, for you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So for the question again, no, for the hat, for the cap, it's a no, especially if it's a meeting. But if you are communicating with family, you're doing a Zoom call with friends, of course, that's absolutely fine. Kaya lang naman, pagka business meeting, mga kaopisina mo yung kausap mo or kliyente mo, hindi talaga siya appropriate. Okay? Remember, ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned at the start of the session, kung ano yung etiquette natin sa face-to-face, hindi nalalayo sa webinars. No? Just because we are staying home does not mean na mukha rin tayong nasa bahay, when we are in a webinar like this one. Okay? For the ladies naman, for makeup, I would recommend something very light, no? Yung iba kasi sinasabi, Tinet, hindi naman kasi kami nagme-makeup. Yes, I do understand that, but we have to make sure that yung shine sa face natin, hindi siya nakaka-offend sa itsura. Minsan kasi baka pag nakita na may shine yung face natin, ay, pwede nang magprito ng itlog or something. And you don't want people to mock you, right? So as much as possible, powder man lang, a little bit of lipstick would be good, especially if you're presenting. Okay? Hindi ko sinasabing pangkasal yung makeup mo. Just something very light and something very professional. Okay? Kasi ang tendency nga naman, sometimes the glare again causes shine on our face. And it can get very distracting. Okay. Next. Ano pa? The background. Okay? So remember, ladies and gentlemen, ito yung frame mo. Right? Ito. So, ano yung nasa loob ng frame mo na yan, nakikita. Okay? So, kung nasa bahay ka, as much as possible, wag naman headboard ng kama mo. Okay? Na para bang nagkakagising mo lang, ay, may meeting ako with my boss. Right? As much as possible, go somewhere na hindi naman washing machine yung nasa likod or yung aso kumakain sa background, Again, look for I'm sure, kahit gaano kaliit ang bahay, meron niyang isang corner na blank wall, and that's even better, rather than kitchen or laundry area or bedroom. Why? Because it gives the participants, especially if you're the presenter, the participants will think, ano ba yan, nagpa-present siya, nag-host siya ng meeting natin, nasa kama. O naglalaba pa yata si ma'am or si sir, right? So medyo, we have to be, again, it's what people see dito sa frame na to. Okay? So susukatin nyo. Kung meron kang mga laundry, mga labahan, ilabas mo dun sa frame. Okay? That's why nga, di ba yung mga joke ngayon online, minsan naka-shorts lang yung mga nag-present or what, naka-chinelas. That's okay kasi hindi naman siya kasama dun sa frame. Okay? And then, of course, what people would ask me, Tinet, hanggang saan dapat yung nakikita? Kasi some people do this, oh. Hi, good afternoon, right? Masyadong malapit. Sometimes naman sobrang layo na buong katawan. Again, depende. If you're doing a full-blown presentation that you have to stand up, okay lang yon. Pero kung ganitong nagmi-meeting or webinar, ang ideal would be at least yung chest and shoulders mo medyo nakikita. Okay? Because that means hindi masyadong malapit yung mukha mo. So normally, if you stretch your arms like this, dapat ganun. If you guys can try it, try nyo lang. Ganyan ka, that would be perfect. Ngayon, kung maiksi yung arms natin, medyo adjust na lang tayo. Right? Or kung sobrang haba naman ng arms, adjust lang tayo. But approximately about an arm's length away from your face, yung ating camera. Okay? Ano pa? Mga background. Iwasan natin yung mga, let's say, may mga confidential information sa office, di ba? May mga, I don't know, meron kayong mga pictures probably, or may mga files na hindi dapat nakikita ng public. Make sure they're out of the picture. Okay? Para hindi kayo ma-technical, no? Sasabihin, ay bakit naka-display dyan yung mga kinupit ni Carding na mga gamit sa opisina. No, I'm just kidding. Kayo naman, masyado kasi kayong seryoso. Okay. So, ang point ko lang, if there are confidential files in your office, they're not supposed to be exposed. Okay? Especially if you are presenting some, let's say, to a client or suppliers or the public, we have to be very careful. Okay? Ano pa? Lighting. Ayan. So, Attorney Joanne and I were having a chat about this earlier.
I need to know about that.
As much as possible, ladies and gentlemen, if meron kayong bintana sa bahay, it's better to stay closer to the window. Meaning, side by side. Okay? Hindi ka dapat nakatalikod sa bintana. Like, I'll show you real quick. This is my window. Okay? So, I live in a condo. So, maaga pa. So, depende sa oras. So, makikita ninyo, maganda yung lighting. Ngayon, kung wala kang window, let's say talagang enclosed yung bahay mo, of course, switch on the light and try to invest. If you are, again, constantly doing webinars and virtual meetings, mag-invest tayo dun sa ring light. You know, that I'm sure you've seen that in your social media accounts. Yung ring light nilalagay sa harapan mo, you know, so it's actually behind your laptop. I'm actually using one now. Let me just show you how it works. So, tignan ninyo ha. So, this is naka-moderate lighting lang siya. But if I change the color, ayan, medyo dumidilim, di ba? Ayan, medyo iba na naman. Medyo iba na naman. Post ng konti. Ayan, di ba?
Nice.
And then if you want, medyo, again, depende sa event. But dahil this is a business meeting, huwag masyadong madrama, di ba? So for example, medyo subdued. Let's say you want to do a vlog. Talagang vloggers na yan, no? But let's say you just want to record a video of some announcement, let's say at work, and you don't want it to be too bright, then you can dim down the lighting like this. Okay? But ideally, you have a ring light in front of you so that yung face mo, hindi natatabunan ng background mo. So if you notice, ngayon, I'm presenting to you, mas maliwanag yung mukha ko kesa dun sa plant sa likod ko. Okay? So, in other words, the ring light actually helps emphasize the speaker during a webinar. So, lighting is very important. If, again, you have a window, do not put the window behind you. Bakit? It's against the light. No? Parang, di ba, pag nagpipicture tayo, tapos nasa window ang background, di ba? Madilim, lumalabas yung person. So it's the same in a webinar. Let's try to avoid, like I can see Attorney Joanne has a window, but she did a good job because meron siyang shelves sa likod niya.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I think the others are asking if your video is on. Some are having difficulty seeing.
It's on, yes.
Okay.
Baka akala nila ako yung, kasi I am using 2 accounts at the moment for my audio. Pero, can you see me ba, Attorney John?
Yes, I can see you. Well, okay, for our participants, what you will see on the screen is the PowerPoint. And then if you look at our panel on the gallery, Miss Tinette is there and her video is on. Okay, kita na po ba ng ating mga participants? Nasa gallery view po natin, nandun po si Miss Tinette with her, yan, now in the speaker view now, she's side by side with her, with the presentation. Can you see clearly?
Can you see me
sa ating
now?
mga participants?
Una hinahanap ko pa parang,
Si Ma'am.
yeah, I cannot see her.
Ayan po. Ma'am, Ayan na po. She's already on screen po.
Yan. Okay. Okay na po ba? You can see me
Ayun,
clearly already?
may request po tayo about the lighting,
The
yung
lights,
how you
okay.
adjust your
Adjust the lighting. Sure,
Yes.
sure. So earlier I mentioned that it would be a worthy investment, yung ring light na tinatawag, and you'll see that, and it's being advertised online. I think meron sa mga iba't ibang online shops. So right now what I'm using is a ring light for my business look. All right. Pero syempre, you can change the colors. Again, depende minsan sa time of day. So like, look at this one, how it will change. Ayan. Can you see the difference? Ayan,
Yes.
lumiliwanag siya.
Yes.
So again, depende. If your room is well lit, then you don't need much light in front of you, but you will still need it so that your face can be properly projected on camera. If it's daytime, for example, I don't know, morning, let's say 8 in the morning yung meeting natin, and if you have a window, mas maganda kung nakatabi ka sa window, just like what I showed everybody earlier, no? Mas maganda yung lighting pag nakatabi sa window, but not nakatalikod sa window, because then that will be against the light. Okay? All right. Then of course,
Window.
sorry, ma'am.
Kung nakaharap sa window.
Nakaharap sa window is actually perfect, madam, because that means natural light, and the best light is still natural light.
Okay.
So, during the day especially po, no, pag maaraw pa. But of course, pag medyo ganitong time, magfa 5 o'clock na, it can get a little bit dim, so the ring light can actually be of help, kahit na medyo may araw pa. Okay? All right. For family members also, if we're working from home, let us please remind our family members, especially kids, not to come to the area where we're doing our webinars, because of course I understand the plight, no, especially of moms. Na working mom ka, you have small kids, young kids, and they are trying to win your attention, no, at the time na nagkakonduct ka ng meeting. It's going to be very distracting, both for the participants and yourself. And also, the kids will not appreciate it if you're just dodging him or her. So, mas maigi, before the seminar or before the webinar, inform na natin sila, anak, you know, kasama ka muna kay yaya or kay daddy or kay ate, kay kuya, whoever. And make sure that yung time na yan is really dedicated just for that particular meeting. Okay? Para may peace of mind ka rin, hindi ka rin nasa stress. Okay? Right. What else do they see? Nako, ito na. Body language. All right? See, again, ladies and gentlemen, ito lang yung kingdom mo. Itong frame lang na to. Okay? If we speak well, but you are not projecting well, then you are only catering to the auditory audience. Okay? There are people who are very visual. They want to see facial expression. If you're announcing a happy matter to your team, smile ka naman ng konti, di ba? Kunwari, sasabihin ko, good afternoon, guys. I'd like to announce the promotion of, ganon. Hindi yung, good afternoon, guys. I'd like to announce the promotion of, di ba? Parang ang lungkot mo naman, di ba? It does not match. So again, the words that you say should match your facial expression. Okay? If the meeting is all about announcing, you know, targets that have been hit, put some life, put some smile. Okay? If the meeting is about calling the attention of your team who are not participating and who are not doing their jobs, then put a little bit of a serious face. Okay? Eye contact. Okay? Ang tendency minsan sa mga webinars, di ba kasi meron yung videos naka-on, di ba? So the tendency is you're trying to look at the people when you're talking. Tama ba? Di ba? So you look like, if I look at Miss Joanne ngayon, Miss Joanne is on the right side of my screen. Ganito magiging itsura ko. So then, you know, the webinars would be so and so, because I'm trying to look at her. So, but that makes me look what? Disengaged with everybody else, because I'm just looking at Miss Joanne. Okay? So you have to really look at the camera, and you have to practice, because it's not easy. Especially if you have a presentation. Sometimes yung notes mo nandun na sa baba, so ikaw naman may salamin ka. Ano nga ba to? Right? So then people are distracted because again, they see you and they're also listening to you. So eye contact would be the camera. Facial expression, follow your mood, follow the words. If you say good morning, say good morning. You know, you smile. Hindi masyadong formal na parang nasa sauna. Okay? All right. Posture. Ayan, nako. Nakita niyo yung shoulders ko. Iwasan natin yung nakaganyan. Okay, good morning, guys. Today I'm going to be talking about proper posture, right? It doesn't match. Okay, so what do? Can you follow me? Everybody, join me. Can you please push back your shoulders like this? Okay, and then your chin should be parallel to the floor. Okay, wag naman kayo kumuha ng ruler, baka masyado kayong OC na talagang mini-measure. Yung kumbaga, wag lang kayong nakaganyan at wag din naman nakaganyan. Okay, so just push back the shoulder. Straight body because guys, again, if it's a long meeting, masakit sa likod pagka nakakubak ka. Okay? One mistake that I see most of the time during meetings, online or during webinars, nakasandal na ganito, yung presenter. Okay, so guys, I'd like to remind everybody, right? Right? I'm sure you've seen presenters or hosts of meetings na nakasandal sa chair. Big no. Okay, so what do? You just sit up straight. If it's possible, lean a little bit forward, not too much, but just a little bit forward para the audience feels na you are interested in them. Okay? If you want to be a little bit more, you'd like to reiterate something or emphasize something, you can even use your hands, your hand gestures. And you say, I want to do this. But when you move your hands, another technique, please stay within the frame. I see a lot of presenters doing this. Wow, lagpas na sa frame yung galaw ng kamay ko. Oh, alam mo ba yung ganyan? Okay? So try to focus. And if you don't know where to put your hands, just put them together like this. Okay? So let's say, blah, 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 blah. Ganun lang. You don't have to be, alam nyo ba, pumunta ako sa Mindanao at saka sa Cebu. So it's a bit, it's not very pleasant to the eye. Okay? So hand gestures are so important. Kaya nga, if you can see my PowerPoint now, merong pointing finger. This is not something that we should be doing as well. Let's not point at anybody when we're doing webinars. Okay? Next, drinking. Okay, this was a question. Okay? Is drinking allowed? Drinking of water and coffee and tea, juice, yes. Or soda, yes. Not beer, okay? During, mamaya, lasing-lasing ka ng ganyan. So I'm gonna give you a tip, all right? Attorney Joanne, kung may cup ka dyan, sabayan mo ko. Do you have a cup there? Okay, so I always have a glass of water when I'm conducting webinars. The question kasi is it polite or is it appropriate to drink? Of course. My God, buong araw ka nagsasalita dyan. Of course. Pero may technique yan. Avoid this. Diba? Excuse ka na yan para makainom ako. The proper way would be to look away. Okay? Kung nasa ang kamay mo, hawak yung glass. Let's say, I'm using my left hand right now. Doon ka sa side na yon, haharap, and then you drink. Okay? Try not to use, let's say, because if I'm using my left hand and I face the right and I drink, this is distracting the camera, right? So try to look away. Tapos medyo konting poise naman. Attorney, let's try. Konting poise naman, di ba? Inom tayo. Wag naman yung pang...
Okay, everybody has a cup
okay,
there.
Everybody na may cup, can you join me? Come on, if may cup kayo, just pull it out.
Here at the side.
Left or right hand. Kung right hand, you face the right. Kung left, face the left. And then, inom ka na. At saka medyo may poise, Huwag yung parang talagang uhaw na uhaw. Baka naman ma-turn off yung mga ka-meeting mo. Okay, so that's acceptable. Drinking water, coffee. Ang suggestion ko rin, if you're using a cup, try to use a cup na walang mga labels, ha? Baka naman mamaya, yung ka-meeting mo, taga ABC Corporation, yung competitor niya DEF Corporation, tas yun yung mug mo. 'Di ba? So hangga't maaari, try to keep a neutral cup, no? Yung cup natin sa bahay should be good, no? Walang labels. If it's a business webinar, of course, you don't want mga SpongeBob SquarePants na cartoon characters. You'd like it to look more professional. Okay? Right. Eating. Is this allowed? 100% no. No, no, no. Not during webinars. You cannot eat anything, even biscuits, candies, even worse, chewing gum. Okay? How would you feel if somebody's actually hosting a meeting na ganito, tapos biglang, diba? It's annoying eh. So, it's definitely not polite. And even during workshops, even live training, live meetings, unless the host says, okay, let's have a break, let's eat. Kaya nga may mga breaks eh. Diba? So, ang suggestion ko, if you're presenting and mahaba yung meeting nyo, give breaks for your participants. I mean, if it's like a 4-hour session, let's say strategic planning or whatever, bigyan naman natin ng breaks yung mga tao, no? For them to go to the washroom or take a quick snack and eat something. Okay? So that's the etiquette there. Now, let's go to what they hear. Ayan, kasi kanina we were talking about what they see. Ngayon naman, what do they hear? So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not speaking, it's very important to put yourself on mute all the time, okay? Put yourself on mute. If the host, let's say the technical host, knows that you're not going to participate, he will not or she will not give you access to the mic, okay? And that's fine. Okay, so definitely, if you're not speaking, put yourself on mute. If you have to ask a question, you can actually use some of the icons, no, on Zoom or other platforms. Parang may you can raise your hand if you want to ask a question. So I would recommend that. Another thing is the background noise. Okay, one of my associates, sabi niya sa akin, Miss Tonette, pwede ba akong makigamit ng ng place mo? Sabi ko, bakit naman? Kasi naman, magpa-present ako, lahat ng kapitbahay ko, tumitilaok yung manok. Okay? So, of course, kung merong mga roosters dyan sa background, definitely, that's a no-no. Okay? Merong mga nabibili na condenser mic. I don't know, let me show you quickly. I don't know, let me just, ito, ginagamit ko to pagka mga international, hindi ako kumakanta, wish ko lang marunong ako kumanta. But this is actually a very good microphone. And then meron siyang parang, I don't even know what to call this one, but it actually eliminates the noise. Okay, so I do this when I have to conduct a very formal webinar for hundreds of people, no, from all over the world. So kailangan yon kasi dito sa Makati, I live in Makati by the way, naririnig mo pa rin kahit nakasara yung windows, naririnig mo yung mga busina. Kaya I'm very OC when it comes to noise. So ngayon, hindi naman ganon kaingay, so I didn't have to use that. My earphones are actually okay. All right? Ano pa? Baka merong naglalaro ng mga kids sa background, merong mga naghuhugas ng plato. Again, ladies and gentlemen, please try to go to an area or talk to your family members not to watch TV because naririnig yon kahit nasa labas sila. Just keep like my daughter sometimes nasa webinar ako, she's watching YouTube, no? So sabihin ko, please use your earphones so that hindi lumalaban dun sa webinar natin. Okay? When it comes to your voice, again, when you're having a conversation with a friend, pwede yung mabilis, no? The tone should be nagva-vary, okay? You don't want to be monotonous when you're doing a virtual meeting, no? Ayaw mo na, okay, again, I demonstrated that earlier. Can you imagine if yung nagkakonduct ng meeting ninyo, no, sa company, biglang parang flat lang yung tone niya. It's gonna make you very sleepy, all right? Speed should be regulated, wag masyadong mabilis. Pitch, okay? Men do not have this problem, but women, admittedly, tama po ba? Ang mga women, minsan high pitch tayo. Good morning, Attorney Joanne! Hello! Okay. Kasi pag masyadong mataas, it's annoying. All right? So hanggat maaari, try to modulate your voice. Try to keep it at a lower pitch. Volume, again, check with your tech. Earlier, I asked Attorney Joanne 2 options. Attorney, which is better? Ganito or ganito? Then she said, Tinet, ito. So then I'm using this. So it always pays to ask somebody to listen first and check if the sound is okay. All right? Okay. Let's move on. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question regarding our voice.
Yes.
Napag-aaralan po ba na i-modulate ang natural pitch natin? Yung modulation. I mean, is it something that we can read
Natututunan
ourselves? Yes.
Okay. That's a very good question, Attorney. So, yes, definitely, no? I personally have a very squeaky voice. Masyado akong matinis ako eh. Matinis kahit magmula nung bata pa ako, matinis yung boses ko. But when I started conducting training workshops, one of the comments that I got from my participants when I was younger, in my 20s, no, kasi nagte-training na ako noon as a salesperson. Sabi mo naman, parang naipit yung boses ni Tinet. Yung mga ganon. Oh my God, syempre offended ako, di ba? So anong ginawa ko? I tried to practice, and the best way to do it, Miss Attorney Joanne, is to breathe. Try mo to ha. Mag-breathe ka ng malalim.
Okay.
And then you speak. Mas bumababa siya ng konti. And nanggagaling sa diaphragm. Even the singers practice that. Kasi pag throat kasi ganito yung boses ko, di ba? Squeaky. Di ba? Narinig mo yung difference, Attorney? Can you see the difference? Di ba ganyan yung araw-araw sa anak ko,
yung
ganito boses ko?
voice and
yes, this is my speaking voice. Actually, this is my speaking voice. Matinis siya, masakit sa tenga, admittedly. But when I am conducting a webinar, it has to be a little bit different. Nakita ninyo yung change? Because you have to get it from the diaphragm. Okay?
May hope pa po ako, Miss Tinet.
Oh my God, oo
I
naman.
also have a very, very high-pitched way of talking. But yes, I will practice that.
Welcome to the club, Attorney Joanne, because my voice up to this day, ganyan pa rin. Yung speaking voice ko. Okay? So, definitely, lahat tayo may hope. Kaya swerte ng mga lalaki, wala silang squeaky voice, di ba? Okay. All right. So, thank you for that question. Okay, so as much as possible, use a headset and a mic. And then here's a good question that I always get from my participants. When do you end the meeting for all? Because again, when you're the one presenting, di ba may option na leave meeting or end meeting for all? Okay? If you leave the meeting, the participants are still going to be there. So it's going to be kind of awkward. Like, okay, what do we do? She just left, right? So again, the basic etiquette there is thank everybody and announce that you will be ending the meeting for all. So for example, I'm hosting a meeting, let's say for my team. Ang sasabihin ko lang dyan, okay, ladies and gentlemen, so ito, mga reminders ko lang, 1, 2, 3. And kung wala nang tanong, may tanong pa ba? Wala nang tanong. Kung wala nang tanong, I'll be ending this meeting. I just want to say thank you to everybody. At kung may tanong, you can just message me via email or send me an SMS. Okay? Bye! And then click end meeting for all. So that everybody, hindi naman yung parang, ay, anong nangyari kay Tinet? Saan napunta? Right? Bigla na lang siya nag-leave. Okay? Alright. Now, what about, later on, puntahan natin yung sa mga attendees naman. Okay? So far, do you have any questions before I jump into, or attorney, should we just reserve the questions after everything is done? Tuloy-tuloy ko na lang. Tapos kung may mga tanong later sa Q&A natin. Is that okay?
If they have questions, just put it in. They will just put it in the chat box.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Just a bit of kay Ma'am Tessa. About you, Ma'am Tessa, do you have any questions in mind?
Yes, ma'am. When it comes to camera positioning,
yes, ma'am.
Yung iba, ma'am, kasi parang they tend to malayo yung camera. So, maliit sila. They want to, syempre, slimmer. But the others, parang nilalapit nila. So, parang nagka-torsion yung face nila. So, is the parang yung best height for putting your laptop or your
Okay.
Level,
Yeah,
The
eye
level.
or-
Oh, very good
Yes, ma'am.
question. Okay. So like this one, ito, kasi di ba may table tayo, ma'am, no? We put our laptops on the table, right?
Yes.
Again, if you're using your mobile phone, if you're using the mobile phone, for example, dun sa, may mga nabibili, like again, dun sa ring light, may kasama yon na parang handle ng cellphone, which you will actually position tapat na tapat. Basta tignan nyo kung yung camera ninyo, tapat dapat sa mata mo. Okay?
Eye
Because
level.
eye level. So,
Eye level.
again, there's no rule kung ilang inches. Ako, I have a box kasi, no, na pinapatungan right now. And this is about probably 5 inches high. Itong box na to. Kailangan kong ipatong yung laptop kasi pag hindi ko pinatong yung laptop, I'm gonna show you quickly kung ano magiging itsura. Ito yung table ko. Ito yung work table ko. So, ito ang mangyayari sa nakaganyan. Do you see the difference? Parang kitang-kita niyo yung nostrils ko. Medyo hindi naman siya kaaya-aya, di ba? So, minsan, nakababang ganyan, tapos nakatingin pang ganyan. So, kumusta? Right? So, hindi siya ganun kaganda. So, I have this box, which is about 5 inches high. So, if meron kayong mga kahon dyan na hindi ginagamit, nako, wag niyong itatapon kasi napaka-useful niyan. Okay? So, there. So, pinatong ko siyang ganyan. And then now, I can adjust the camera. So, ngayon, kapantay na nung mata ko yung camera. Okay? So, pwede kayo magpatong. Share ko lang one time, nagpunta ako sa office. And then, may webinar ako noon. 10 p.m. ng gabi. Kasi, international audience. My God, nakalimutan ko dalhin tong box. Sabi, alam mo, buti na lang yung daughter ko kasama. Sabi niya, Mama, wala kang patungan. Sabi ko, oh no, saan? Wala akong mahanap ng patungan. Alam niyo, buti na lang yung anak ko may baon siya yung cup noodles. O diba, nagamit ko yun in fairness. Napatungan ko ng laptop di bongga yung angle ko, diba? So you can be creative, alright? You don't need a sophisticated setup, guys. You can be very simple and modest with your setup, but still come up with a very, professional webinar, okay? Or virtual meeting. Right. Let's move on. So pagka-attendee ka naman, meron ding mga sinusunod, of course, na etiquette yan, no? So, of course, gusto natin, we have to be on time. Pag sinabi ng boss natin or ng presenters, ganitong oras tayo magmi-meet, hanggat maaari, you're there 10 minutes before, because at least mentally you're able to prepare. Okay? Turn off the webcam during the presentation so that bakit importante to? I'm sure you have heard some horror stories pagdating sa webcams, right? Yung iba dinadala papuntang restroom. Hindi naka-off ang webcam. Okay? Kung si presenter tinanggal na yung PowerPoint, anong mangyayari? Lalabas lahat ng pictures nyo Tama ba? Yung videos. Kunwari, ako ngayon, nilabas ko na yung PowerPoint. I already stopped sharing it. Ang mangyayari, makikita kayo ng lahat. You can see each other. Tapos biglang ikaw nasa CR ka or kung ano-ano. So as much as possible, switch off your webcam. Okay? Unless you are tasked to switch it on, then be there in the moment. Do not do something else. If you have to leave, all right, because you have to go to the restroom, you can text somebody. You can text one of the team members, maybe the organizer. I'll just be away for a few minutes and you can switch off your video. That's all absolutely fine. Okay? Ang mahirap, yung sinwitch off my video and then hindi ka na bumalik. All right? They probably think na natulog ka na or kumain ka na, iniwanan mo na yung meeting. But if you just text somebody, I'll be away for a few minutes. I just need to go to refill my glass with water or get a cup of coffee real quick. That's fine. Okay? Right. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, feel free to use these hand-raising icons or the chat room for questions. One etiquette lang for everybody, especially if you're attending a meeting or a webinar, please do not use the chat room to socialize. Okay? Bakit? The chat room can be used for questions or just to greet everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. It's good to see everyone here. That's the etiquette. Pero yung sasabihin mo na, grabe ano, lakas ng ulan, nakakainis. Naku, bukas na ba yung tindahan? Let's not try to chat in the chat room. Because ang counterpart nun sa face-to-face meeting is like this. Nagbi-meeting kayo, nakikipagkwentuhan ka dun sa katabi mo. That's the counterpart. Okay? Because essentially, you have to be focused on the topic. You have to be focused on the speaker. And you can just chat input your questions in the chat room. Okay? Right. And as much as possible, if you have questions, I apologize for the spelling of the questions. No, that's a type of questions. Wow, that's a new word, Attorney Joanne. Sa dictionary ni Tinet Cortez, questions. Apologies for that. So as much as possible, ask concise questions. Huwag masyadong mahaba. Okay? Kasi nga, yung webinars natin, medyo limited yung time. And kung naitanong na yung tanong natin, baka po pwedeng follow up na lang din sa chat box. Okay? Instead of asking it again kung natanong na siya. All right. Okay, so just a quick run through. This is for everybody, whether you're a presenter or whether you're an attendee. Very important is during webinars, we have to look professional. Okay? Hindi naka-duster, hindi naka-pajama, hindi yung mukha maglalaba, yung nakaganon yung buhok, tapos sabog-sabog. No. Okay? It also has to, your participation should be of good quality, like you're actually adding value to the session through your questions, or if you want to share some ideas or insights, that will definitely be appreciated. Also, be the real you, no? Sabi nga nila, personality and character lang yan. Your personality is what people see. Your character is who you really are. So ang pinakamaganda dyan, whether face-to-face or during webinars, nag-iisa ka, nagpapakatotoo ka. Alright? Kasi nakakatakot kaya tayo minsan kinakabahan, di ba? Kasi nga, we're trying to project somebody na hindi naman talaga tayo. Okay? Masyado nating feel yung mga peg nila Marian Rivera o kung sino pa mga artista dyan. Hindi tayo yon, no? Tinet Cortez lang to. So let's just be ourselves. Okay? All right. Of course, the way you represent yourself, guys, during webinars, kailangan aligned dun sa image ng organization that we work for. Okay? I'm sure alam naman natin yung mga mission and vision natin, di ba? So, ang pinopromote ng company, kunwari, is service or integrity, whatever, excellence. Then, dapat ganun natin pinapresent yung sarili natin. No excuse. Okay? And of course, dapat appropriate dun sa target audience natin. Kung sino yung kausap natin, syempre, lalo na kung hindi natin kilala, let's say you're talking to suppliers, then dapat medyo sensitive tayo, alamin natin ano yung background, no? Baka naman mga millennials yung audience natin, tayo, kunwari baby boomer, teka muna, dapat medyo yung language natin, i-adjust natin. Or kung tayo millennial, at yung audience natin, centennial tuloy, baby boomer, baby boomer, medyo a-adjust natin, medyo mas proper ng konti ang approach natin. Okay? So yun lang naman. I think this is actually very important para interesting yung ating webinars. Some reminders lang din when it comes to character and personality. Guys, we have to be very careful, especially when we're asking questions or when we're presenting. We have to be very confident, but not arrogant. Okay? Anong difference ng confidence at arrogance? Ayan, parang training module na to, Miss Attorney, ha? Nako, nagte-training na tayo. Free training na rin to. Okay? Because we teach this in Consult Asia. Okay? Confidence is mataas yung courage, yung level ng courage mo. And yung tingin mo, yung self-esteem mo mataas. Okay? Pero yung tingin mo din dun sa kausap mo, mataas din. So pareho kayo. Parang nire-respect mo yung sarili mo, pero nire-respect mo rin siya. So pag nag-uusap kayo, nagfa-flow. Okay. Ano yung arrogance? Arrogance, mataas yung tingin mo sa sarili mo, pero mababa yung tingin mo dun sa kausap mo. Okay? Let's say, for example, you're conducting a webinar for your team. Okay? Sasabihin mo, okay, so ako yung director ngayon, ano? Ako yung director and I'd like you guys to listen to me, no? Kasi Hindi nyo pa alam lahat to. Ako lang ang nakakaalam. See? I mean, this is really arrogant at its finest, okay? But if you want to be confident, let's say you're the head of the team and you're conducting a webinar, let's say for your subordinates, we have to respect them still. I mean, you'll never know. Maybe the husband is listening. You know what I mean? Ganyan pala yung boss mo? Salbahe ng ugali? You know what I mean? So try to be like, okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for making time. Alam ko, busy kayo dyan sa bahay. Marami kayong inasikaso, but I appreciate your time. This is confidence. Okay? Nagkakaintindihan ba tayo? Kung meron kang katabi ngayon, tapikin mo nga sa tabi mo. Tapikin mo, Miss Joanne, tapikin mo yung katabi mo, sabi mo, magbago ka na. Sige nga. No, I'm just kidding. Alright? So kung may mga arrogante, makikita mo medyo mababa ang tingin nila sa mga kausap nila. Okay? And it's also the same as assertive and aggressive. When you are conducting a webinar like this, being assertive is good because you speak your mind, pero again, mataas naman yung consideration mo sa feelings ng kausap mo. Okay? You speak your mind, but you are also considering the feelings of the other person. Aggressive is, sorry, matamaan, walang bato-bato sa langit, mataas, huwag ano yun? Mali pa yung ano ko, bato-bato sa langit, ang ano yun?
Tamaan ay wag.
Ang tamaan, wag magalit. Yan. You know, again, that doesn't work in the online or digital space. You know, you have to be very polite and ethical when you're doing your webinar. So you cannot be aggressive, but you can be assertive. Okay? Again, if you're interested in these kinds of communication skills, you can email me and we can send you some course outlines if you want to improve communication in the workplace. All right? But we don't have time for that. Okay. Next. Attorney, sumusobra na ata ako sa oras. Okay lang ba tayo?
No, it's fine.
Baka nabobore na kayo.
I'm really sure everybody's so engaged with this.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Another thing, ladies and gentlemen, is that when we conduct webinars, one of the ethical standards that we have to keep in place is the difference between being trustworthy and being nice. Okay? Filipinos in general, let's admit it, guys. We all want to be nice and light. Tama ba? We try to be nice to people. Hello po, good afternoon po, ganyan. Pero pag hello po, tapos pag alis, ay naku, nakakainis talaga yung boss ko na yun. Diyos ko po. See? Did you see how untrustworthy that is? So again, it's okay to be nice, but let's also try to look at ourselves. Are we trustworthy enough? Are we speaking only the truth? Are we being genuine to our team members or kung sino man yung kausap natin? Okay? Yan yung mga tanong. All right. Ano ang mga key takeaways natin? Let me just summarize quickly. When you conduct your webinars or virtual meetings, how do people see you? These are the questions that you need to answer. Do you want people to see you as an expert? Do you want the people to see you as a motherly figure? Do you want the people to see you as somebody that they can confide in? You decide, okay? Walang tama o mali doon. Again, it goes back to the purpose of your webinar. Ako, ang purpose ko ngayon, para lang tayong magkaibigan, yung parang nagchichikahan lang tayo. Like I'm sharing with you some tips na hopefully makatulong naman sa work natin. Okay? Also, what do people remember about you? When you conducted that webinar, do they remember somebody who wasted your time? Do you remember somebody who just wasted your time? You know? Or do you remember somebody who, she's kind of cool, you know, dami ko natutunan, kahit kwela or whatever. Up to you. Again, you decide. What do people hear from you? Do they hear a lot of chika only? Or are they actually getting a lot of value with the things that you're saying? Okay? Ang tendency kasi nating mga Filipinos, again, I can only speak for Filipinos ha, kasi syempre, dito naman tayo lahat, dito ako lumaki. Pero ang tendency natin is we love to chit-chat, right? Chit-chat. Yeah. So sometimes we tend to bring that in our webinars or at online meetings, which can actually get very exhausting, no, for our participants. So we have to be very specific with our agenda when we conduct these webinars. And how do people feel when they connect with you? Do they feel that, oh, she actually resonates, you know, my feelings and she understands, you know, she can empathize? Or naku, masyado na nagmamagaling yung taong yun. Diyos ko. Again, you decide. Okay? And lastly, what do people learn from you? Yun ang pinakamahalaga. When you're conducting a webinar or a meeting, dapat may-take away yung tao. Okay? Hindi lang yung parang wala lang, makapag-webinar lang, masabi ng boss na nag-webinar tayo. Okay? Right. Any questions so far before I
Yes,
end the
Ma'am
session?
Tessa. Ma'am Tessa, yes, and Miss Tinette.
Yes.
Actually, there's one comment here
Mhm.
saying, "I'm having a great time listening while learning."
Yay!
And then
Thank you.
we have two questions in the chat box. First, may question about Ma'am Tessa. Can you kindly?
Yes, ma'am. From Ferdinand Salviejo, is ad-libbing good?
Sorry, Miss Tessa,
Is
kindly repeat.
ad-libbing good?
When you do ad
When you do ad-lib, yes.
Ad-lib, okay.
Yeah.
The ad-lib is good when it's related to your key point, all right? Because if we only focus on the bullets, it can get very boring also, no? Na parang, and let's try to avoid reading lang our slides. So yes, absolutely. Doing ad-lib is fine for as long as it's related to the main point, and it's also short and it drives a point. It drives, ang ad-lib mas maganda kung in the form of a story or an actual incident that you've experienced. It can be about yourself or it can be something that you observed recently. So yes, definitely. But keep it concise lang.
Okay. Sometimes kasi ma'am, yung ad-lib, parang short na yung time when they present. That's why sinashorten lang nila. Parang you just read the slide or the documents na sinend sa kanila. Kaya naubusan sila ng oras.
Okay. All right. Ma'am, ang suggestion ko dyan, if they have very limited time, okay, here's what we can do. Focus on the power of 3. Anong ibig sabihin nun? What are your key main points? What are your 3 main points doon sa ipe-present mo? And then, if you have a lot of other data or supporting facts, you can do a disclaimer. No? You can say something like, okay, I only have about 5 minutes to present in this webinar. Let's say, marami kayong presenters, no? And you only have 5 minutes. You can just say, okay, since I only have 5 minutes here, I'm just going to present to you the 3 key points of my topic. And then other questions, or if there are questions or other data, feel free to to text me or email me, and I'll be happy to send you the information via email. Pagka ganon, kasi maging sensitive din tayo kung merong mga ibang presenters. We don't want to eat up the whole session just for ourselves.
Thank you, ma'am, for that.
You're welcome.
There's another question here, Ms. Tinette, about our assertiveness versus our arrogance.
Yes.
Is talking loudly a sign of arrogance, or should it be taken as arrogance?
Again, ma'am, depende, no? Depende dun sa context, because there are people talaga na gifted with a loud voice, di po ba? I mean, wala na talaga tayong magagawa, no? Like, I have an uncle na talagang katabi mo lang, kung makasigaw talagang ang sakit sa tenga. I mean, that's his nature. So, ang suggestion ko po, that's why self-awareness is very important, ladies and gentlemen. If you know that you have a loud voice and you are conducting a webinar as such, then you can, again, prepare your audience for it, okay? You can say something like, okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Introduce yourself. Just to, and you can even make a fun anecdote about it. You can say something like, oh, just to let you know, nakalulun po ako ng microphone nung bata ako, kaya medyo malakas po yung aking boses. But feel free to raise your hand if you feel that it's a bit annoying already. Something like that. Because people are more forgiving if you already present your professional weakness at the onset. And when I say professional weakness, wag naman yung sobrang weakness na binababa mo yung sarili mo, but something that could probably get in the way of the success of the webinar. So like the voice, for example. So, but definitely, Ms. Attorney Joanne, hindi naman yan sign of arrogance or whatever. But it can be if you know na, maano mo naman sa tone If nagtataas siya because she's trying to drive a point or he's trying to drive a point and gusto niya talagang i-embed dun sa utak ng tao, then that can be perceived as being arrogant. So again, it depends on the context.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay? You're welcome. Any other questions, guys? Please feel free to ask me anything. May tanong pa ba?
Well, Ma'am Mantinet?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I saw in the chat box, Adlib is fine for video presentation, but not for actual or virtual presentation.
For video, sorry,
Yeah.
ma'am. What do you mean? What do you mean by this?
Well, Adlib is fine for video presentation, but not the actual or virtual presentation.
So,
When you say video presentation, are we talking about recorded presentation? Is this what we're?
I don't know, from one of the viewers.
from our participant,
Yes.
maybe you can just give your view on does Adlib work if the presentation is actual or
visual
I
video.
mean, kind of like this, a live ongoing webinar. Is an Adlib appropriate, or is it does it work, I mean, smoothly, and just like when you do like a scripted work and then you go a bit out of your script?
Yeah. Okay.
Something like that.
Okay. All right. I think I see where the question is coming from. No. First of all, preparation is key. All right. If you know your material by heart and you've got some notes, I mean, nobody's stopping us from having some notes. If you can have notes beside you, you've got your slides to keep you back on track, make use of them. That's fine. The adlib kasi, again, depende sa adlib ha. Kasi baka naman the adlib is just to show people that you know what you're talking about when in fact you don't, right? I mean, kunwari nag-adlib ka kasi may nagtanong or nakalimutan mo, like what Attorney Joanne was saying, you forgot your point, your main point, tapos bigla kang nawala, you can actually just be very authentic and say, I got a little bit off track there. Let me just go back to my slides real quick, and once I remember that point, I'll get back to it. But for now, let me continue, and then you can apologize for it. I really apologize. I really got sidetracked, and I simply blacked out for a few seconds there, something like that, rather than la 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 la, and people are just gonna be like, what's going on? What is she talking about? Right? So, and again, you don't want to waste time, guys. This is a webinar. It's online. It's live. As much as possible, we want to value and respect the time of our listeners and viewers. So adlibs are okay pag short lang. And actually, yun na yung pinaka-adlib mo eh. Yung when you said na, oh my God, I got, amnesia yata or a senior moment. You can do a little bit something like that, and people are gonna be more forgiving rather than nagmamarunong naman tong si Tineto kung ano-anong pinagsasasabi. Okay? So that would be my input. Yeah? All right. Any more questions?
We have a comment. Ang ganda ng topic and ang galing ng speaker. She knows really well what she's sharing.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much po.
Okay, so Miss Tessa, do we still have any more questions?
So far, no comments or questions from the chat box, Attorney Joanne.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Attorney, if I may just go to the last slide before we close. So I would just like to invite everybody, because we do conduct a lot of free webinars also on our Facebook page. So if you can just like my Facebook page, Tinette Cortez, ayan po ang aking profile pic, mga nakaganyan, yung mga pa-effect ng content, diba? Okay, so it's not an account, it's a page. Feel free to like it, and then we usually do live webinars there for free, so that if you guys can pick up some important points, then that would be great. If you're interested in our training programs, you can go to our website, www.consultasiaglobal.com. So again, lahat ng mga training programs on soft skills po, we conduct these, and we have very, very good trainers in the company as well. And if you have any questions and you'd like to reach out to us, our email address is also at the bottom. Okay? So yun lang po, Attorney and Miss Tessa.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Tinette.
You're
Thank
welcome
you,
po.
ma'am.
And thank you very much for inviting me this afternoon as well. And we hope to hear from you again in the near future.
Ayan.
Joanne.
So, Ma'am Tessa, marami ka bang natutunan?
Of course. Follower ako ni Miss Tinette. Hindi niya lang
Ay,
alam.
talaga? Wow!
Yes.
Saan, ma'am? Sa
mga-
YouTube ba yan, ma'am? Or sa,
Sa yung
Facebook?
Facebook niyo, yeah. And
Okay, yeah.
interesting dun sa mga gusto. I don't
Mhm.
know kung applicable sa God yun. Online dating.
Ay, oo. That's,
Nako, girl, gender development. Nako.
that's a good one. Actually, ma'am,
Enjoyed watching that, Miss Tinette.
I'm glad you did. Actually, ma'am, yung mga live webinars namin, ang goal namin, light topics, pero the values and the lessons are actually very, very good. So, yan, imagine online dating. Sino ba naman ang di ba lahat ng napapanood natin ng mga webinars ngayon, very serious kasi.
Yes.
O, di
But I'm
ba?
not doing online dating, ha? Just to hear that. Really
Pero
married.
maraming lessons, di ba, ma'am? Like,
Yes, ma'am. Mhm.
respect online, how to
Pwede yata
project
sa akin.
yourself. Oo. So,
Maganda yung nakita ko ngayon.
thank you. Thank you po. All right. So,
Yes, thank you very much, Miss Tinette. Actually, there's so many people in our chat box. Pay to visit right now. Many people are thanking you for
thank you.
giving this webinar to us, especially I'm sure because ERC our agency ERC is transitioning to a lot of virtual meetings,
Mhm.
virtual communication. So this is really, really helpful for us because I think this is
Mhm.
also like a first how-to on
Mhm.
for us on how to conduct ourselves
Yes.
and be our best in webinars.
Yes.
So,
Yes, ma'am. That's good to know.
si Ma'am
All right.
Tessa, can you wrap up and share?
Well, siguro a lot of us learned a lot from Miss Tinette, and maybe we can practice that on Monday during our flag ceremony, ma'am. Pwede ba yun?
Yes.
Attorney Joanne.
Of course.
Yes.
And si Chair po, sana nag-enjoy din sa ating topic for this afternoon. Madam Chair?
Of course, I really enjoyed, but I
Yes,
cannot put my camera on because I still have to do what you have said and advised to us. But on Monday, sabi nga ni Tessa, I will make sure that what I learned for this webinar, I'll be able to put in use.
Yes.
Kailangan i-measure, maglagay muna ako nung,
Ring
word
light po.
Ring light.
That will, I have to try that on.
Yes.
So in preparation for Monday's flag ceremony, it will not just be trying on the color of the lipstick. This time it will be trying on the height of the box,
Yes.
Yes.
where I will put
Definitely.
my laptop on. But Miss Tinette, I should tell you that you're very engaging.
Aw, thank
Are
you,
just
ma'am.
the right person to be talking about this, because
Thank you.
it comes out of you very naturally.
Aw, thank you so much.
It's really your nature. I don't think you read before coming over. It comes out very, very naturally out of you, and that's exactly
Aw.
what we should aspire for. Walang put-ons, we see and we feel. Yun yung importante doon. We
Yes,
see
ma'am.
you, we feel you, and you engulfs us. And
Aw, thank you so much.
so thank you so much. This is
Thank
really
you,
a
ma'am.
wonderful
Thank you.
afternoon. Again,
Thank you so much po.
congratulations to God. Talagang yung grupo na yan magaling. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the kind words. I'm very honored po to hear these things from you. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm really, really sure Miss Tinette and Ma'am Tessa and Ma'am Chair that everybody really had a good time, and we hope we can have more activities like this. We'll surely explore yung recommendations po ni Miss Tinette to visit their
Yes, ma'am.
website, and
Mhm.
also yes, tested and approved by Ma'am Tessa. Subscribe to the page of Miss Tinette. We'll get to learn more of life skills that we usually don't pick up or learn elsewhere, and it's helpful for our daily lives.
Yes.
So ang commitment po ng gender and development, we will be coming up with more activities that are helpful to us in other areas and aspects of our lives. We know we are very busy and committed to our public service sa regulation ng electric power industry. And so we have to also take care of ourselves and make ourselves better, be our best in webinars and in life. Okay? So, good afternoon po sa ating lahat. Please don't forget to register your attendance here in the chat box if you haven't done that. And see you in the next webinar, maybe Wednesday, maybe another Friday. Who knows? We have and join the GAD activities that are lined up. First off with the Mercato Changge barter that will be launched soon. So again, good afternoon. Thank you again, Miss Tinette.
Thank you so much,
Wow.
Attorney Joanne, and to everyone who joined me this afternoon. Thank you so much po, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Good
Bye,
day, picture mo.
everybody.
Thank you.
Wala bang group picture?
What,
Joanne, group picture.
pero we can have a picture, Attorney J,
Official.
our tech support, Attorney J, can you assist?
Jay.
So we are requesting everybody, if you're still here and you can turn on your camera,
Yay!
please do that. Let's have a picture.
Ay, ano nangyari?
Okay.
Attorney, parang nawala na naman yata ako. Teka lang. Okay.
Ayan.
There.
Okay.
Si Ma'am Tinette ang
There.
nawala.
Ayan.
Wala si
Ano ba siya?
Ayan.
Ayun, she's back.
Yun.
Okay.
There.
Okay.
Okay.
First page. One. Wait. One. Okay. Next page.
Okay.
Okay, we're done.
Thank you very much sa lahat po nag-participate.
Thank you.
Miss Tinette will send you the screenshot.
The pictures, please.
Yes.
Attorney, please. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
ma'am.
Bye. Have a good
Bye.
afternoon.
Okay.
Bye.
Attorney Joe,
Bye. See you
Ah.
Friday.
Just
naka-10 page na
wait lang, kunin ko
Attendance.
lang po yung
Yes.
attendance and then
before I end.
Friday.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
thank you po,
Friday.
Chair.
Okay.
Advance happy anniversary, ERC.
Ayaw nga,
Oh,
happy
yes.
anniversary to us.
Yes. Okay na? Jo?
Okay. Yes.
I will end all na po. Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, Attorney John, Attorney Jay.
Thank you. Bye-bye po.
Wala na siyang ingay.
Oo nga, wala nang construction.
Umulan po